Sleep is really important. I've been trying to get more sleep and actually make my sleep better. It's one of those things we all talk about, like, yeah, I should go to bed earlier, but somehow Netflix, mindless scrolling, or even just overthinking always wins. After going years of my focus, productivity, and even my basic mood just being affected, I realized maybe it's not my willpower that's the problem. Maybe I just need better sleep. So let me start with why this matters to me. I was waking up groggy, so not just physically slow, but mentally sluggish. I would sometimes just sit at my computer in the morning, just trying to remember what I need to do. It would kind of be like my brain was in airplane mode. That was becoming my daily reality. I could feel like I was getting less done, making more mistakes, and just not feeling on. And it turns out this isn't just me. Sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired, it actually does slow down your brain. Your reaction times drop, your focus gets affected, and you start to forget stuff you usually remember. And as a result, your motivation tanks. I found out that going without sleep for 48 hours impairs your brain as much as being over the legal alcohol limit for driving, which is pretty insane. It made me wonder how much normal sleep loss is messing with my day-to-day performance. So I've actively tried over the years to ask myself, what happens if I actually try to sleep more and sleep better? Would my focus improve? Would my productivity go up? And would I just feel more myself? One of the most helpful tips I found is something called the 3-2-1 rule. It's a structured way to wind down before sleep. So it works like this. 3 hours before bed, no food. So if I'm aiming for 11 p.m., I try to finish eating by 8. 2 hours before bed, no water. This one's pretty tough, to be honest with you. Apparently it's so your body isn't working overtime to digest or deal with fluids whilst you sleep. And 1 hour before bed, no screens. So that means no TV, no laptop, not even phones. Honestly, some nights I manage to nail it. Most nights though, I'm lucky to do 2 out of 3. I think the hardest one for me is the screens, especially after a busy and stressful day. I just want to relax and maybe watch some YouTube videos. But when I do follow this, I legit fall asleep faster and wake up feeling clearer, like my brain actually got a full recharge. So if you're struggling to sleep, try this tonight, even if it's just for one night. It's pretty weird how quickly you might notice a difference. Another thing I've noticed is caffeine. So I normally drink 2 to 3 cups of tea a day, which isn't that much. And I'm thinking it'll be fine, I should be able to sleep. But apparently, even if you don't feel the jolt, caffeine can stick around in your system for 6 to 10 hours. So now, I try to limit the amount of caffeine I have later in the day. Sometimes I manage it, sometimes not. I think this was honestly quite hard to get used to, but it does make a noticeable difference. The days I don't have caffeine later in the day, I don't feel wired just before bed. And I'm no longer just lying in bed thinking about random stuff. So if you are a late day caffeine person, try and give this a shot for a week. See if your body and mind start to chill out before bed. And here's something weird that I never really understood for quite some time. When I read before bed, I dream way more. Sometimes it's wild, cinematic dreams. Other times it's just super vivid storylines. I thought maybe it was just my mind winding down, but I looked it up, and it turns out there is some science behind it. Basically, when you do mentally engaging stuff, like reading, right before bed, your brain starts to reprocess that material during REM sleep. Studies have found that people who listen to audiobooks or read before sleep often dream about the book's content. It's like your mind takes what you were last thinking about and keeps working on it in your dreams. That's also a big part of how memory consolidation happens. And dreaming about what you've just learned can actually help you remember it better. And here's an interesting fact about sleep you might not know. So different sleep phases consolidate different types of memories. For example, non-REM sleep is better for consolidating factual info, while REM sleep improves creative thinking and spatial memory. So if you're solving puzzles or trying to brainstorm new ideas, quality sleep can literally help you be more creative. Your brain sorts and makes new connections whilst you dream. So essentially, why is this important? I think it's not just about sleeping more, although we all probably need that. It's actually about the quality and consistency of your sleep. Good sleep doesn't just fix tiredness. It literally makes your brain sharper, your memory stronger, and your focus more laser-like. We spend around 1/3 of our lives sleeping, so why not try to maximize its effects in our day-to-day lives? I think for myself personally, when I get quality sleep, it lets me actually feel like myself. I'm more present, more productive, and I just have the energy to do the things I want to do. If you found this helpful, or if you've got your own weird sleep hack, drop it in the comments, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.